Hey guys, how's it going? Well, pardon my voice. I still have a bit of a cold. Um, there's this guy, John Rogers, who likes to comment on my videos that I think, I don't know what's going on, but he thinks I have really bad mold in my van, and that I'm getting worse and worse because just John, don't worry about it, man. I got a common cold. That's all it is. It's gonna be gone in a few days, and I'll be back to normal. I'm already feeling better and better. Now it's just kind of like the sniffles and the odd sneeze and stuff like that. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about there's never been a better time to live in a van. So the first part I'm going to address is living in a van, the van itself. The vans of today, it's arguably not as good in some ways in terms of being able to fix them because they have all these computer gizmos going on and stuff, and there's so much stuff under the hood. It's hard to actually get in there and fix it yourself. You have to basically bring it to a garage. So I guess in a way that's a detraction. But mainly what I'm talking about is, like, if you look at the Ford Transit or the Mercedes Sprinter or the ProMaster, pardon me, the Ram ProMaster. These are large vans with a high top roof that's already there, very comfortable inside, essentially, and from my point of view, virtually perfect to build a van in. You have lots of space, you can stand up. Like the Ford Transit comes in like a number of different configurations. You can get short wheelbase, medium wheelbase, long wheelbase, short roof, medium roof, tall roof. And in the olden days, basically, you had two choices to three choices. You can get a camper van that's already custom built. I should say custom, but it already been built. Or you could get like a handicap van, which you would have to, you could work with that. Or you would have to buy a van and put a high top on yourself, which is a lot of money. I looked into it, and it is actually, but in Canada, it was like $3,000 to buy the roof. This is brand new, and then $1,000 to ship it here, and then another $1,000, I'm guessing, for like converting the money, probably like $800 to convert $4,000 from U.S. to Canadian. So you're losing a lot of money, and I thought, man. So now don't have to, spend all those funds on all that fancy stuff, because you could buy the van with a roof that's high already. So that's awesome. Another part, a big part of it, why it's easier to, there's never been a better time to live in a van, is due to the internet. I mean, let's face it, guys, the internet is awesome. There's so much potential. You can like my last video is about entertainment. I mean, the entertainment options are quite significant. You can basically, as long as you have heat and light, if you have the internet in your van, you can read, you can communicate with people, you can like through email, you can find so much information out there. So the internet is absolutely amazing for living in a van. Speaking of information, the beauty of the internet too is that you have access to a connection of all these people around the world, or at least for me, English-speaking countries, that have experience that they are willing to share and wanting to share about what it's like to live in a van, what are the best ways to do it. There's forums like Cheap RV Living and Reddit Van Dwellers, where there's so much information that you don't have to try to figure out how to do it yourself. Somebody's already done it, and they are able to show you what they did. and there's lots of room for, expressing creativity and figuring out how you can customize things to make it the best for you. But having the access to that information, it's like, 30 years ago, before the internet, it's not like you can just walk into the library and say, living in a van, what do I use for a heater? What do I do for a toilet? I mean, you could kind of figure it out, but it's not like it's so easy to access now. Another great reason why there's never been a better time to live in a van is your bed. I mean, to me, there's nothing more important in the van besides the bed. It's the central area. It's where you're going to sit a lot. It's where you're going to sleep, obviously. And close up to that is probably the heater, but definitely the bed is number one. And these days, you can buy the really high quality foam. Like I have a 6-inch piece of foam, which is really good quality, and I have no complaints. Before I bought this Lucid memory foam, well, it wasn't even memory foam, it was just regular foam, but it had memory foam in it. And the thing was, I paid full price for it, but it was junk. And after 6 months or 8 months, I could feel my hips and my butt touching, or really compressing the foam into the plywood. Now, I'm not a light guy. I'm like 220, so I don't know how much that had to do with it. If you're a really skinny person, then probably wouldn't affect you as much. But now I bought this really good quality foam mattress, and it makes my life so much more comfortable when you have a good bed. And in our age of technology, they're able to make these foam beds that are so much more comfortable than they were like 20, 30, 40 years ago. Another reason why there's never been a better time to live in a van is the advent of propane heaters that you can use indoors. Now, I think there's still a ways to go in this regard. I still think that there's some things they can improve for van dwellers, like make a heater that's not so high of BTUs, because the biggest problem with these heaters is they put out so much heat that you're just going to cook yourself out of a small area. But in terms of safety and quality of air and things like that, these propane heaters are pretty good. I mean, I have some experiences now with my Wave 3, which is 1600 BTUs and 1600 BTUs on low and 3000 on high. And my biggest problem is, again, like all the heaters, the propane heaters, like the buddy heaters, is that they produce too much heat. But that's really only a problem when it's too warm outside. Like if it's +5, then having a heater even on low all night at 1600 BTUs is too much. It's just too much. So that's why a few videos ago I talked about using an oil lamp as a possibility. I've decided, through reading you guys' feedback in the comment section below, that I'm not actually going to pursue that. But it's a great thing living in this day and age with good quality heaters. I mean, in the olden days, basically your only other option was to use a wood stove. So in the olden days, wood stoves were basically your main source of heat. I don't know if they had catalytic heaters, like in the 80s, in the early 80s. I mean, maybe I should look into it. Anyways, guys, there's a number of reasons I've touched on about why there's never been a better time to live in a van than right now. If you're not doing it and you're thinking about it, I would encourage you to at least give it a try, see what it's like. Come to your own conclusions based on your preferences. And, if you don't try it, you'll never know. So if you're on the fence, I say give it a try. Worst case scenario, you just go back to living in an apartment or sticks and bricks of some sort or another. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night.